Hi guys, it's Jessie Holton here, Stamping Up Demonstrator for Australia, jessieholton.com. Thanks for joining me for another live crafting video. I have been watching heaps of really pretty creations just lately using the Pigment Sprinkles. Hi Corin! And also the Tour Wild Rose bundle. And hi Wendy, how you going? So I thought that I'd jump on the bandwagon and have a little bit of fun, and you can see here that I have been having lots of fun with the Pigment Sprinkles. So this is actually just from today. Yesterday my hands were bright blue and David didn't even want me to bath the children because he thought that I was going to stain them. So it does all wash off though. My hands were completely clean when I got out of the shower this morning, so it's fine. But I'll spin you guys around and we'll have a little bit of fun. Okay. Sorry guys, I just accidentally turned my phone off. So we'll see if I can bring this out a little bit more. I have to stick some more weights on there. Is that going to stay? Yes? Okay. Hi Chrissy. Hi Jill. Hi Annette. Thanks for watching guys. Facebook has also been throwing a lot of people in jail lately for saying the S word, so I do appreciate it if you do it, but unfortunately I can't say it because Facebook's just gone crazy. So I'll show you some of the things that I've made. Hi Michelle. Hi Jem. Hi Mumsy. Happy birthday Mumsy. So I had some fun last night and I made these. This is why my hands were bright blue. So I actually started off with these two re-inkers, Blueberry Bushel and Calypso Coral. No, Coastal Cabana. Brain fart there. Alright, and so I spritzed them with lots of water, and then I put the re-inkers on and spritzed them with a bit more water, and dried them and wet them and added more ink and did all sorts of things to them, and I just wasn't happy with the vibrancy. It just kept going a bit washy. So I ended up adding a bit of the Bermuda Bay Pigment Sprinkles. I'm really happy. And then I just left them to dry overnight and I didn't stuff with them anymore after that, because I redid it and dried it and wet it and redid it again and pressed it with paper towels and redid it again. And like, it was a huge difference. So these are a little bit, here's another one here. So I thought that I would show you the difference. Hi Mandy, hi Sandy. So this is the new Fluid 100 paper from Stamping Up, and you can see that the paper's really smooth. The colours have all soaked in really well. This is the old watercolour cardstock that Stamping Up used to stock, and they don't stock this anymore. They've replaced it with this Fluid 100 stuff, and this was only half a sheet. It did used to be this size, but you can see the difference, right? You can see where I've actually dropped the drips of ink, and so with this one, it's done it a couple of times, but not nearly as bad. It still is quite soft and, you know, spread out, whereas this is like actual drip marks. So I found that with this one, the water sits on top and the inks can sort of spread around in the water before they're absorbed into the paper with this. Whereas with this one, even though it was really wet, the ink just sucked straight into the paper, and it was really hard to get it to blend after it had already been sucked into the paper. So I think that this Fluid 100 stuff is definitely much better, and you can see the difference in the quality of the paper. Like, this is quite bumpy, and I never actually used this watercolour paper much because I didn't like the texture of it, and this is so smooth. This is really, really smooth and beautiful. And I thought, just to be a bit cheeky, this is actually the watercolour paper that you get from Kmart. And it's $3 for a whole pad of it. And I saw it there the other day and I thought, I'm just going to give it a try. You know, I'm such a purist for Stampin' Up, but I thought it was such a cheap price, I just couldn't go past it. So I grabbed it, and how horrible is it? It honestly, it feels like paper towels. Can you see the ribbing in it? It's the same as paper towels. Look, I've got paper towels here. It looks really similar, doesn't it? So, it was good, I suppose, to just be able to show the difference of what the quality of paper makes. Look at these two next to each other. How much difference is that? And this one, like, even though I put the same amount of ink on it, and you can see where the ink drops have soaked in, like exactly where they've hit, I haven't been able to spread the colour much. Some of the areas didn't even absorb any colour. Crazy, right? Hi, Sandy. Hi, Sandy, I've already said hello to you. Hi, Angie. Yeah, the paper one, the Kmart one actually feels like paper towel, and it's so like thin and just, I couldn't believe that it didn't even soak up the colour properly. So, and I've used more of the Kmart one today just because I'm running low on stock for the other ones. But you can tell the difference, right? You can still see the ribbing. And this was with the Brusho powders. So that's the Granny Apple. And then this one is a mix of the pink and the purple, which I think are Gorgeous Grape and Melon Mambo. But you can still see where it didn't soak up a lot of the colour. And actually both of them look a little bit orange to me. You can see all the speckles of orange in there. And even this one, it's got a little bit of orange going through it. So, hi Matthew, thanks for watching. Yeah, so I'm not terribly impressed with the Kmart watercolour paper. I definitely won't be buying it again. And even, I mean, compared to our old watercolour cardstock, the old watercolour cardstock was a lot better. But this new Fluid 100, which it's not actually a Stampin' Up product, it is an outside product that Stampin' Up have bought in. They don't make this themselves, but you can see why they have changed to it, because this just blends so beautifully. It's really, really lovely. And I don't know if you can see around the edge, there's that faint border, because when I first put the colour on, I dried it with my heat tool, and because I left it on the wet tray when I was drying it, it was sucking up more of the colour as I was drying it, and it left this border all around the edge. It kind of looked a bit like this one. That's another Kmart one. But I was able to, once I wet it again and added more colour, that border has completely softened out. So even if you don't like the colour combo that you've come up with or the pattern that you've come up with, you can just add more water and go over it again, and it just absorbs it and keeps working with it. It's really fantastic. Hi Kelly! Thanks for watching. So yeah, I'm really, really impressed with the with the watercolour papers. And this one is completely dry now as well. That has got the mark on it from my paper towel because I left it on paper towel overnight to dry. And this is actually when I was adding the ink, I just put it on like that. So I would definitely suggest just dripping it or spritzing it, and not actually touching the paper when you apply the ink. And some of you might already know all of these tips, but I'm relatively new to watercolour and all these blending techniques and things like that. So anyway, that was all I found. But yeah, I'm very, very, very happy with that. And even this one, these were from the original lot, and even though I re-wet it and added more colour to it, I still wasn't able to get these dark spots to move. And you can see the border from where I've dried it around there as well, whereas this one has completely blended out. So I'm very, very happy with this new watercolour cardstock. It's very, very pretty, isn't it? Thanks, Anne. Yeah, so I definitely think, because I was a little bit, I thought it was a bit expensive, and I didn't want to pay a lot for the watercolour cardstock because it's a small sheet and I can only get 2 card fronts out of it, or, you know, it's a good size for at least putting through the big shot because you don't have to trim it down to die cut it. But the price upset me a little bit. I thought it was too expensive, but I can totally see the value in it now that I'm glad that I bought a pack and had to play with it. And I'm really actually glad that I got this cheap stuff from Kmart, because you can definitely see there's a huge difference in the quality of the paper and the texture of the paper and the way that it soaks up the ink and the way that it blends. It's really, really beautiful. So very, very happy with this new fluid cardstock. So let's have a little bit of a play. And do you like my tray? Isn't it pretty? So cute. I bought it from a second-hand shop. I even used a piece of watercolour cardstock with the name of product on it. It's printed on the same paper. Are you talking about this, Angie? The actual label. The actual label is watercolour cardstock as well, is it? Oh. It's definitely textured cardstock, but I'm not sure. It's not exactly the same texture. Yeah, the label. Yeah. Oh, have to give that a go. Anyway, so we'll do a little bit of spritzing. And I'm going to bring in my supersized spritzer because the little ones just don't hold enough water for me, for my liking. And I have got one here, you can see I've been using them, but I just have to keep refilling it all the time. So I've got my big one here. Oh, a bit snuffly today. Sorry guys about all the sniffing. So I found with the pigment sprinkles, so there's a few different ways that you can do it. You can add the sprinkles onto the dry cardstock, or you can wet it first and then add the sprinkles. And there's a few different sort of textures and things that you can get with it. I did also try, although that was on the cheaper one, I did try mixing it with the aqua painter, but it left lines on the paper, but that was with the Kmart one, so I don't know that it may not leave lines on the big one, but I would suggest just not touching it really. I did find actually that if you blend it with your fingers rather than with a brush, it doesn't seem to mark the paper as much. So if you don't mind getting messy fingers, then it's a bit of fun actually. Hi Glenda! Alrighty, so I might go for the orange, which I think is Mango Melody, yes. So it's got the names on the fronts there. And when you get these, if you are particular about your hands being marked with the colours, I would definitely suggest using gloves, because even when you take off the lid, it's got that little bit of powder in there and that will mark your fingers. But when you get them, the box is wrapped in plastic and then there's more plastic on the inside, so it kind of tells you that you got something to be worried about. But so you open it, you take off the little cap, which is fantastic because the brusho you used to have to put the holes in it yourself. So this is really good that they've done it for you. That's probably way too much actually. You only need a tiny little bit. And you can see I've already got orange on my fingers just from taking the lid off. Oh, hi Missy! And I'm going to do a little bit of green on the other side. And all the powders, well, most of them actually look orange when you open up the jar, but they turn colour as soon as they hit the water. Alrighty. How pretty is that? Woo! I'll use a different finger. Okay. Now you can see why I had the paper towel handy. So vibrant. How great is that colour, right? And that's it. I'm going to get my heat tool out. So do excuse the noise. Yeah, you could use a sponge. I did use the aqua painter on one yesterday, but it left little lines on it. So I found that by using my fingers, I'm not leaving any sort of brush marks or anything on there. Alrighty, let's give this a blast. It does take a little while to dry, but you will notice that some of it sort of starts to raise. It doesn't curl as much actually as the old paper did either. Oh. Starting to accidentally mix my colours there. Yeah, it doesn't curl. Well, I found anyway, with it being on the tray. And then we've got a big puddle here, but what I'm going to do is actually just dry and then go over here and dry. And it sucks up. I probably dried it a bit too much there. But once you dry it, it'll suck up the water again. Just keeps absorbing it all. It's really great. Okay. And you won't get, if you leave it to dry naturally like this, you'll get a much smoother finish. So you do get these bits from heating it up. But it's fine because we're going to stamp over the top of it. And I'll just turn this off for a second. We're going to stamp over the top of it, and then we're going to die cut it. So the little lines and stuff in it will actually just be like little veins in the leaves and stuff like that. It's not going to give too much of an issue with the final product. Alrighty, I think that's pretty dry now. So I'll just pop that away, and I'm going to give it a good rub over. I'm just putting some extra powder down on it, just in case it is still a little bit damp, because I'm going to heat emboss it, and I don't want it to have the powder stuck everywhere, all over it. So give it a good rub down with your embossing buddy. And I've done something with my refill for this. I don't know where I've put it. It'll be hiding somewhere. But I'm not quite sure what I've done with it. I do really need to refill my thing. Little frisk around on my messy desk, and this is half the problem because I haven't been putting stuff away. I've been having like a bit of a creative fluff on my desk, so I've got crap absolutely everywhere. And I've got no idea where my... Oh, there it is. Look here. It's hiding. It's hiding. I found it. Ah! Yeah, that's right, Glenda. You can put isocol. But I hadn't heard of it actually mixed, though. Mixing the water and the isocol together. Hi, Chris. It's not like you want to be messy. You know, when I was a child, my family referred to me as Messy Jessie. So there you go. I am actually the most messy. But it's chaotic. What is it? Organised chaos. There you go. Okay, just had to be quiet for a minute because I actually put the Versamark between my teeth and squeeze it because my wrists are not strong enough to squeeze the little bottle. So the moment of quiet was me squirting all of the Versamark out onto my pad, and thank goodness my teeth are stronger than my wrists. What would I do? Where would I be? That's better. Okie dokie. Alrighty, so first of all, I might remove some of the crap from my desk so that I've got a bit more space. Everything that's on my desk looks like this at the moment because I was spritzing everywhere. Hi, Sherry! No, you're not the only one to lose things, Jill. Yeah, shimmer paint, that's a good idea, Angie. Okay, so let's get the Tour Wild Rose bundle down. And you could very easily do this sort of thing with the magnolia or the daisies or any of the other floral images. Also looks really cool for like other sort of images as well. You can go crazy with it. So I'm just going to use the outline of the flower and the outline of the leaves. And find some clear blocks. Which are actually in my bag because I had a party. I had a party for my good friend Alex. And it's been ages since I've had a party, so it was really fun. It was really fun. Is that the same size? No, that's bigger. Okay. Pop those back. Oh, there's crap everywhere. I've also been playing with this little snowman from the new Christmas catalogue, but I won't show you that. That's a surprise. But the new, I've also been playing with the new puff paint, and that is a heap of fun as well. Alright. So we'll do some, oh, where's my embossing powder? Shimmery black. Have you guys played with the new shimmery embossing powders? Oh, it's so fun. So the black one actually has multicolour glitter in it, and the white one has silver glitter in it. And oh, that's nice and juicy now. They are super, super duper cool. But they don't dry completely smooth like the normal embossing powder does, because obviously they've got the glitter in them and it sticks up at all different angles. Beautiful. Gonna have some really pretty leaves. Is that gonna fit another one there? Bring it up a little bit. Kind of stamping in the dark with Versamark, isn't it? Because you can't see where you're going. Might just put some some embossing powder on it, and then I'll be able to see. Hi Vicky. Glenda, I live in Victoria, down near Geelong. Okay, so now we can see again. Actually, just gonna, that's better. And I might do one here. I'll do 6. Okay. Beautiful. And look, these ones have got just the tiniest little bit of orange through the ends of the leaves. So pretty. And honestly, these flowers would look gorgeous in any colour. So hopefully I can fit 2 of them on here. Always got embossing powder everywhere. Last one. How beautiful is this going to look? Oh my gosh. To find bits to hold it. Don't have any on there, but I've done pretty well, I think, to use most of the beautiful colours. Wow, how pretty is that? And once they're cut out, you won't even notice those lines on them. Okay, so get rid of my mat and I'll bring out my embossing tool, my heat tool again. Excuse the noise, guys. What was that about the white one, Missy? Yes, stamp cam's coming up, Angie, not long now. That's why my desk is messy. Creating lots of samples and kits for you guys. It's going to be an absolute blast. And I do have another stamp camp for you guys who missed out on my September one. I've got another stamp camp coming up in January, so all that information is on my Facebook page under my events and also on my blog. So let me know if you would like to come along, because we do have an absolute blast. So I'm just going to wait for this to get started. And I do find if you're holding it, I've got a window to the side here. And I don't know if you guys can see, but when you're holding it on an angle towards light, you can see when it goes shiny. when the embossing powder is melting, and so it makes it really easy to know which bits have melted nice and flat, and you know, you can see any bits that you've missed because they're still matte, they're not shiny. So if you've got a lamp or a light or a window near your craft area that you can shine your or that you can pick up some of that light on your project when you're heat embossing, it'll certainly help you get all that powder melted nice and evenly. Okay, how pretty is that? Now with the pigment powders as well, if you have got a little tray like this, oh, the white embossing powder, yeah, the shimmery white embossing powder, it is gorgeous. Oh, thank you, Missy, I do appreciate those cards. Yeah, I'm doing a breast cancer fundraiser in October in Colac. So if you're in the area, come on down and say hello. But if you've got one of these little watercolour trays, and you can pick them up for about $3 from Officeworks or Kmart, and if you put a little bit of powder and add some water in there, or some isocol, or a mix of them both, then you can actually use your aqua painter or a paintbrush and colour the images. Use it as watercolour paint and colour the images. It works really well like that as well. Hi Linda! Thanks for watching, gorgeous. Gorgeous. Linda always hangs crap on me for saying gorgeous all the time. But it's just your guys' fault for being gorgeous. If you weren't so gorgeous, I wouldn't have to say it. So, what do you think of them apples? Okay, let me hang my heat tool up. And ink away. Time check. 1:03. Alrighty, I have to go and pick up Ryan at 2 o'clock, so I have to keep an eye on the time, make sure I am there like a good mother to collect my son on time. And Luke is having a sleepover at Nanny's house tonight, so he loves spending time with his nan. I don't think I can cut any extra bit. Oh, I might be able to cut a couple out with this one. So, with these new cases that Stampin' Up are doing their dies in, I've been just popping the die on top for storage. Hang on, it's not going to work now because I'm live. But I've been doing it like this with the flap at the back, and then you can just use a rubber band and keep it with your stamp set, so you can automatically see the dies that are in there when you pull out the stamp set. So that's how I've been keeping mine. Anyway, there are lots of great ideas on how you can store your dies, and I used to actually keep my dies and my stamp sets completely separate. So I used to have a basket for all my dies and then have all my stamp sets on my bookshelf. But just lately, since the new design came out, I thought it was a bit silly to not have them together. And it certainly makes it a lot easier rather than trying to search for them and, you know, just to have them all together in the first place. Some washi tape. Oh, this one's almost empty. Oh, I think I've just got some mail. Can go in the bin. Start this end. That'll do. And oh look, this one's going to be too long now. Pop that one in there, hey? Or what do you reckon? Do it like that and we'll see if we can fit a second one in. Okay. Oh dear. To be very careful. Very careful, oh no! Should have used a little piece across the side rather than across the whole thing. Didn't think of that. But look, it's coming off okay. It's alright. It's alright. Tiny little mark there. You can't even notice it. How gorgeous is that flower? Beautiful. You can see the shimmer. Isn't it pretty? Okay, so this one, I'm gonna rip that in half now. Forgot about that. Oh, that's cute. Really cute. Look at that. Got both the colours in it as well. Alright. I might put this here. Be a bit more careful with this one. Is that going to work? I don't know if I'll be able to fit the other little flower in there if I do it that way. If I do it that way. It's okay. Is it going to fit anyway? Oh, look at that. Oh dear. Have to be careful with this one too. I've stuck all those down in place. Of course I have. Careful, careful, careful. Oh, look at that. Such bright, stunning colours. Do you guys love the new dies as well? They're a bit of a bit of a trimmer fit around the image. So they've moved the oh, can't do two things at once. They've moved the actual cutting part of the die inwards a little bit, so it's not right on the edge anymore. It's got this tiny little lip on it, so that way it means that the outside of the top part of the die can actually hug your image a lot closer, and it makes it a lot easier to line your dies up. Oh, these are so pretty. Okay. Maybe I should have done left this bit plain and done that other leaf that there's like an outline, like the little sprig thing that we've been using. There's a little leaf like that in the pack of dies as well. Now you're going to have to bear with me while I cut out these other ones. I'll stop yakking. Stop yakking and start cutting, Jessie. I might put it down the bottom there. Oh, that is not lined up straight. Oh, these leaves are so pretty, and they're all like such unique colouring. You can make some really awesome, like, you know, autumn maple leaves by doing like the orange, couldn't you? A mix of the orange and the yellow and the green. I reckon I might be able to fit another sprig in here. Let's have a look. One down there. Might see if I can fit it in after I've taken the die cut off. See how many comments I've missed. Hi Kylie. Thanks Sherry. Thanks Chris. What do you think? Can we fit one more? Oh, it's going to be very close. Let's have a look. No, the little edges are hanging off. What about this bit? No. That's okay. We got 3. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do with my awful Irish accent. Okie dokie. That was the other little leaf I was talking about. Whoops. Jeepers creepers. Okie dokie. What are we going to make with these beauties? Oh, they're so pretty. I reckon excuse me. What about let's have a look. Ooh. No. What else? Let me have a look at my pile of papers and see what we've got here. What about melon and granny apple? I know this paper doesn't have any melon or granny apple in it, but that's a whole lot of those. What about either of these? So I do 14.5 by 10.1 for a background, and then I might just do a cut it 6 by 6 so that I can put it through the big shot. Now, I might use that label . I wonder . some of this. And then here's my little shovel. And that's the other one. Alrighty. Hi Angela. Hi Jillian. This is the To a Wild Rose bundle. So it comes with some really pretty dies as well. Okay. So this is, what pink is that? Petal pink. We'll grab the petal pink card base. Make sure that's the right size. I don't know that those really do much. Add much. What do you think of that? Is that cute? Oh no! I think that actually takes away from it, doesn't it? Could maybe, what about these ones over there? Just a bit too much tone on tone, I think. Save them for another card. Well, I think that works pretty well. So, I might do the blessed. I really like the blessed sentiment. Hi Carly. Thanks Sandy. Thanks Kylie. And I got some, oops, sorry guys. Just bumped you. Should I do black or should I might heat emboss it so that it matches. So that it matches. I might actually do the bottom of sentiment first, and then do the top one above it, so that way I can get it right down in the bottom corner and have it nicely lined up. Did I do the embossing, buddy? Do it again. Not sure. Okay. There we go. Oh, I've given the heat tool a use today, haven't I? Hi Sandra, long time no see. How you going, gorgeous? I've just mailed out a holiday catalogue to you. So hopefully you get it soon if you haven't already got it. I've got a Christmas catalogue launch party coming up at the end of August. It would be wonderful to see you and Tia again if you're free. Okay. Ah. Here we go. I am going to stick this guy up on some dimensionals. And I would normally use more dimensionals than this, but because I'm sticking the leaves in afterwards, I just want to make sure that I leave myself plenty of wiggle room. And I think my flower should go that way. And slightly off center. Now these little leafy bits do actually pop out of those, so I'm leaving them in. So I've just put a little bit of glue across both the outline and the little insert part, because I don't want them to fall out once I've got them in place. And I'm just using a really tiny bit of glue so that way it sticks quickly. Like I've got a bit of wiggle room with it. It's not going to be a big mess of glue everywhere. Thanks, Sandra. I'm wondering if I add this other one, if it's going to be too much. I'll do it over that side. There we go. That's pretty, isn't it? And you know, I wouldn't have actually gone for this set of colours together, but it looks really pretty. Okay, so I might just quickly go and wash my hands and then I'll do the inside, because I'm going to do white on the inside, so I don't want to leave fingerprints on it. I'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. And I might even bring a little surprise for you. I'll leave that there for a second. This is Blondie. Isn't she just the cutest? I'll get her to look up so that you can see her. Right? She doesn't want to. Isn't she adorable? Yeah, the little white feathers look like a little petticoat. She's so cute. A bit of random chook love left on my page. That's what I get for bringing her out. She is adorable though, isn't she? So we've got 3 of them at the moment living in our spa bath because, you know, we don't really use the spa bath anyway. Okay, so now we'll do an inside. I might actually use, now I've got little chicken feathers everywhere. I might use these little bits that we cut. The chicks are all chirping to each other now. What was that? What is going on? Okay. What have I got on the friend? On the front. Blessed to be your friend. I should have heat embossed it before I stuck it on, shouldn't I? Oh well. There for a minute. Sorry guys, cut out for a second. That's my alarm going off saying that I've got to go. And remember, you've got your child at daycare, and remember to go and collect him. I might just do this other sentiment instead, and that way I won't take as long. So I might even do Calypso Coral, because that's Calypso, isn't it? That's Calypso. I'm sure of that. Yes, that's Calypso. So what if even it's not too dark. There we go. That's pretty. And I do my sentiment up far, not in the centre, because I find that you write the name and then you've got a little message to write. So if it's right in the middle, you end up with this big white space at the top, and it just frustrates me. So that's why I do it where I do it. I'm just going to put a couple little dots of glue where the petals meet, because that's usually just a tad wider. And they're just little teeny weeny dots of glue, because I don't want there to be like glue seeping out the sides. And I'm actually going to snip the stem off. There we go. What do you think, guys? Final product? I feel like it needs a tad of the orange in the inside. There we go. Just a little bit of orange mess. Done. Alright, thank you very much for joining me today, guys. I've got to run so that I can go get my kid before they lock him up in daycare and close the doors for the night. He'd probably love it. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. My August host code is up on my blog and my Facebook page. If you'd like to shop with me, I would absolutely love you for it, because I'm trying my butt off to get the trip to Maui, and I've only got until the end of September to earn it. So any sales that go through my shop will be greatly appreciated, and I will be eternally grateful. And I've got my brother lined up to travel with me. So my brother pretty much raised me, and he's my best friend, and I would absolutely love to be able to take him with me on this amazing trip, to say thank you for all that he's done for me over the years. But anyway, that's enough yabbering on. I better go get my kid, and if you guys have any questions or queries or anything whatsoever, please drop me a line, let me know, and I will be glad to help. Okay, have a great day, guys. Bye.